All right, welcome back to Humpdays.
Woo-hoo. Today we have Mason here.
Mason, comedian from Austin, Texas. Well, originally from Boston.
Yeah, I'm from Boston. Everybody knows that.
Boston comedian.
Yeah. Might have been in Arkansas first, but
Host of the High Noon podcast.
yeah, thank you
Seen
for
him
having
around
me.
at the Vulcan. Yeah.
Mason, we want to play a game with you called Would You Smash? I
Okay.
sent you a clip on your phone.
Yeah, and then it turns around and you're like, oh. Or she turns around. I mean, it's good.
You said it.
What? What? No, you don't know what pronouns they are.
So, no, obviously, no, I wouldn't.
Why not?
She's special.
Yeah.
Would she even? No, the face.
The face.
It's
But
the
butt.
face.
So you're not a butt guy.
She's got a nice body. Her butt's great. Boobs, body. I guess her body's not good.
Yeah, right? I mean, she knows how to work out, and I think
Yeah.
I can't tell if she's tying shoelaces or is trying to tie shoelaces.
Well,
but
they classically wear Velcro, so
Yeah,
no,
so
she
the-
does have shoelaces.
so the fact that
That's
she does
hot,
have
right?
laces,
But no,
you wouldn't smash.
no. I mean, because also, is that legal?
I think so. Well,
I don't
legal
think
age.
a normal person can have sex with a Downs.
Really?
I don't think it's
that a
illegal.
rule?
I think it's frowned upon.
I mean, it's got to be frowned upon.
Not
for
in Arkansas.
Sure.
I bet you could do it in Arkansas.
No way. No, I would not though.
You would not smash.
No.
What do you think? What do you think it would be like?
Would I think what?
What do you think it would be like?
I think she'd probably laugh a lot.
Did you laugh?
Just I think they seem like a laughy people.
Do you think like they'd laugh during sex?
I mean, I think it'd be like a ha, ha, ha.
Like we're doing something like weird. We shouldn't be doing?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because like with
To
like
me-
with like you know the retarded guys, like they just masturbate because they know it feels good.
Right, right.
So like I'm thinking that girl would just like fuck your brains out. Like she just be riding you, like pulling
Maybe
your
like
beard
an
and just,
intense fuck
just-
session.
she just-
Maybe,
yeah,
dude.
like, you can't get a hand job. Like that'll just rip your dick right off.
Right. Yeah. I was like,
It's like a dog shit.
yeah.
It makes just like karma.
But no, I wouldn't.
Is it
no.
because
In your
she's
own path?
Downs or is it because like you really don't like the face?
It'd be both of those.
Downs face.
It's the Downs face. Like that's yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, because it's. I'd be like, I think doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't seem like that would be morally good.
Is
Seems
it?
like a younger.
Well, isn't it kind of funny how it's like that's like what like an Instagram model is doing now? Like that, like she's doing an impression of what Instagram models are doing. Oh, look, I play tennis and like.
Yeah, well,
my
someone
pants?
here's my thing about that. I don't like that because she wouldn't have known about that world. Someone's showing her that. Someone told
Right.
her like, "Hey, you know what you should do? You have like a normal body. You should you could show the world like we can do anything."
Yeah.
Can be hot.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Oh, that. you
And
know-
they put that one in the magazine.
Now I'm stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing
Victoria's
with the
Secret model.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Remember how models were all like, "We're not dumb. This is very hard work." Well,
That's a good point.
look who's like,
Yeah.
are you really that smart?
Clearly, it is that easy.
It is that.
Right. For sure, that's a good point.
Oh, but now you're talking about the normal body. Now I'm like shook because you know that porn where like the girl doesn't show her face.
Yeah.
She can be retarded.
Short, well, that just like someone with a short face.
No,
it
it doesn't show
their
her
face.
face.
Oh, I always
Like,
thought that's
like-
because it's like some regular person that just wanted to do
Oh,
porn.
no, of
But it
course,
could be.
but now
it
we
could
don't
be a
know.
downsy.
Yeah,
Now
it
we
could
don't
be.
know.
I
Because
guess.
I didn't know they could have those bodies.
That is a newer thing. Someone must have like went and like to a special school and like gathered up a few of them and been like
just do squats.
and been like, hey, I bet we can make your body, you know, because they are strong.
Yeah,
So they're like,
incredibly strong.
we could work with this, right? Now you can't take a cerebral palsy person and make them look like that.
No.
No.
They're like, you know, look like a question mark.
it's a very different,
very drunk
very
question
different
mark.
disorder.
Well, they're more so like physically, not mentally.
Oh, yeah, they're like completely normal up here. They're like, man, if I only had that retard body.
Me and that girl make the perfect person.
Yeah, with my brain and her looks, we'd rule the world. Yeah, because one of those the people that like blowing the thing to move their wheelchair, they
Stephen
have like
Hawking's
normal
Bigfoot?
faces.
They what?
They have like they just look like a normal.
Yeah, they're kind of like
Well, no,
anorexic
Stephen Hawking
looking.
looks terrible. And
No,
he's
well, it's just anorexic, but it's like
Stephen
a normal
Hawkins?
face.
Is it Hawkins or Hawkins?
Yeah, Hawking. I don't know. I guess he does
No,
have
no,
a
he had
bit
a
of
terrible
like a
face.
droop to
He,
the
He'd
uh,
always talk about time traveling to bang Marilyn Monroe. Do you know that?
Dude, well,
Oh.
you know, he
Yeah.
cheated on his wife a lot with strippers.
Okay.
Really?
He loved strippers.
She probably was
Yeah,
happy.
he's
to
a
I
get
great
married.
hope
guy.
I think that's true. I heard that somewhere.
I'm sure she
Probably
did
on
the
a
same.
podcast.
Well, he's like,
Don't you
hey,
think she would
baby,
need to
come
do
sit
the
on my
same?
lap.
Yeah,
She would need to do the same.
yeah.
He's
I don't know.
not
From what
He's not
from what
gonna.
I had heard, he was like a super overly sexual, person.
Oh, before.
How?
I think his dick worked.
Oh, his
Like,
dick
his
works.
arms did it and his legs didn't.
Oh, it works.
Well, because I knew a guy that had that back in Massachusetts,
And you just get bonus.
and he did comedy. But he couldn't move anything. He had to use a straw
Yeah.
to move his wheelchair, and then he could also type with like by using his like eyeballs and shit.
Okay.
It was luckily he was from like a wealthy family, so they were
Okay.
able to get him
Yeah.
the best of care that you could possibly have.
Oh, yeah, nice.
He recently passed, but he was doing comedy. Very, very fucking cool dude too. But here's the thing with him: he woke up one day when he was 13 and couldn't move.
Holy shit.
He had some crazy, I forget what it was called.
is crazy.
And it happened overnight.
Oh, wow.
He was 13.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I think he lived to, I think he was 28 when he passed.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
But anyways, I know I said that. He would get hookers
Oh.
because his dick would work.
Oh.
He just couldn't touch it.
Okay.
I
Weird.
he might have been able to move his hands a little bit.
To touch it.
No, I don't even know. I don't know. But he would just I think like someone would get him a hooker.
Okay, and he would.
That's a
feel it.
nice thing to do, though. Like, I would. Like, if my
Yeah,
friend woke
well,
up-
Jim Jeffries has the famous
Oh,
bit
yeah, the
about
bit, yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
a really cool studio.
Oh, thanks.
Thank
We love your guys' setup as well. So, like, what do you use?
So I bought a podcasting kit. It was by Audio Technica.
Yeah.
My buddy Andrew Vickers, we had just started it. So we were like, let's do segments. So we were like, all right. I literally had a notepad that was like 10 minutes, we say hi. Like 20 minutes, talk about what you did today. Like it was like, because you don't know.
No, of
right?
course.
And then I discovered Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. And they don't, it's just them, there's no music. It just cuts in and they're just talking.
Yeah.
And I sent it to my buddy Andrew and I go, dude, we don't have to do anything. I was like, we can just hang out. And then that's how I figured out, like, oh, you can just be normal and just, you don't have to have any segments.
Yeah, you're interesting on your own.
Yeah, it's fun.
Segments can be fun though. Every so
Well, we
often
do a
fill them
set.
in.
We ended up over the years, like now
Yeah.
we do 2 segments now.
Nice.
Which I love. We do jail tales, and then Nicholas, my Sapaglia, my co-host now, he asks the guests what they like about me, and then he says, "Now, what do you hate about it?" And that part's always fun.
Yeah.
Which has been some of the best answers.
Yeah. Well, John Heft was like, "I don't really hate anything about him, but except for sometimes the blatant racism."
Oh my god. No, you're a pretty
So
likable
that,
guy.
that one was fun. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. The second we ever met, I was just like, this guy's so nice. I
Oh
like
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He's
You
a
guys are
solid
great.
guy.
It's fun.
You have that southern hospitality feel
Yeah.
to
Well,
Yeah.
I'm from Boston.
Well, he fit right in.
Yeah.
And Bill too. He was just so cute.
Oh
Dog
yeah,
Dogs.
he's a good little boy.
Yeah.
He's sweet.
Is he your first dog on your own, or
Well, cause like Carrie and I had one,
okay?
Oh, yeah.
so and a cat,
Mm-hmm.
but he's my first dog. That's like I went and like picked him up, and he's like my dog.
He's so sweet.
Yeah,
He loves you so much.
Oh,
like,
he's so
Dad,
cute,
He always
yeah.
cuddles you.
I think he's kind of got something wrong with him.
Why?
What's it called when you get weird when someone
Anxiety?
yeah, but like if someone's gone, like
Separation anxiety?
yes,
Yes.
yeah, I think he's got that.
Aww.
Because like when I come home, he's in the same spot I left him usually.
Oh my
And
god.
he's just like, oh, thank God you're back. Like it's always like he thinks that's the last time.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well,
very
it's true.
fun.
Like, we're their entire world. Like, they
Yeah,
just live
right.
for us.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I heard that dogs, they don't they don't know when you're coming back, so they won't eat or drink.
Ours,
Yeah,
ours gulp water down as soon as we
soon
enter
as
the
you walk
house.
in, yeah.
He's like they run towards us and they stop like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm so
Yeah.
thirsty.
It's been there for you the whole time.
I think that could also be because they know that they don't want to have to go pee. So they're like, oh, I'm not going to drink water because I know it's going to make me pee.
Oh my god.
That's true too.
Maybe,
they
I don't
think
know.
these things
Bill's
through.
stupid. I don't know if he thinks.
I know, like
He might not. He
It's
does have
instinctual.
pretty good instincts though.
Yeah.
Like he was already housebroke when I got him, and he'll just go. He'll tell me when he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
He'll fart a bunch, and then I'm like, all right, you need to go to the bathroom. And he has audible farts. I've never had like he legitimately like.
You hear them.
Oh yeah, they're so funny, and he'll go like. Like he'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's a surprising sound. I didn't make that sound.
Yeah, he always is like, "That was that you?" You know. And then like I'll do it back to him, and he'll always be like, "Like, why would you do that?"
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right now, you're just with Bill, right? You said that you just had.
But
your
I got
roommate?
a new roommate.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he practiced. He moved here to train jujitsu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a bartender and a jujitsu boxer guy. Huh. Which is kind of cool living with not a comic now.
Yeah,
But it's still in the Joe Rogan effect, where it's like
Yeah.
comic and a jiu-jitsu artist.
Yeah, and
which
he
is
loves
awesome.
podcasts and he loves comedy too.
Nice.
So that's like, so we still talk about comedy and stuff
Yeah. How
Like-
long has he been there?
since August.
Okay.
So not
Nice.
just a couple months.
But that's good. You kind of know.
Yeah, and I had met him.
And if you have a break-in, you're not the one that has to deal with it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if anyone, and not that we ever have people over really, but if anyone was ever over and got a little out of line, I'd be like, Jordan, fucking put him in a rear naked choke or whatever.
Has he taught you anything?
No, I don't want to learn that stuff. I got a bad back and I don't like moving.
So you have a gun.
Yeah, I do have a gun.
Yeah, you're good. You're covered.
Yeah.
You're the perfect fit for a gun.
You know what's funny?
That's when you get a gun in America. You
Yeah.
just get a bad back.
Did you guys get a gun when you moved here?
No,
No.
we're still thinking about it.
You should get
but
one. They're
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Have you been to the range? Have you been to a shooting range yet?
Been to a
We
shooting
went
range.
to
Okay, that's fun
yeah.
too.
We went to
'Cause
the range.
The indoor one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's a really cool spot. My buddy has a membership there.
Yeah.
So in Canada, there's no shooting ranges, right?
Yeah, there is.
There are? Okay.
Yeah.
Did they make you leave it there with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and if you and
Rules.
there's a lot more rules. So you leave it there with them, and then, to get a handgun, I think it takes a long time. I have my license for oh my god, what are they called? Rifle. Like
You mean like a
long one.
hunting license?
Yeah. Like I don't have a hunting license. That's a separate thing too. But I got my gun license.
Okay, so
I
they make
think.
you get a license even for a rifle.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
you don't
The
need a
people who
license
have
for a
guns.
rifle?
My dad bought me a 22 when I was
You
4.
don't have to have a license. You don't have to have anything here.
Boston's wild.
I was going squirrel hunting at 5 and 6. That was my first game. First take.
Yeah.
First bloodshed was a squirrel.
Yeah. At 5.
You got a taste
Yeah.
for the sport.
Yeah.
Did you ever cry when you killed something or no?
No, and one time I just said this the other day. I forget where I was, but oh yeah, I did this podcast called Tummy Time. It was very fun.
Yeah.
But it triggered this memory. They were like, "Have you ever done anything that was like embarrassing to you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember I embarrassed my dad one time because he used to take me duck hunting, and I shot this duck and it just winged him, so he was just spinning circles out in the river." So my dad's like, "You got to go get the duck. You got to go get him."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but like, what do I do when I get there?" He's like, "Pick it up and wring its neck." And I was like, and I was probably 10. I was like 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. And he's like, "You'll be fine. Just go pick up the duck."
Wring its neck.
So I go, and the duck is just swimming in front of me, and I was scared to pick it up. I was like, "I can't do it. I can't do it, Dad." And he's like, "Pick up the duck." he's literally yelling at me from the bank, like, and his friends are all around, and they're all like giggling, I'm sure. Like, your son's a pussy, probably. And like my dad is just like fuming. He's like, "Pick up the duck." And he's screaming at me. And finally I just was like, "Okay." And I picked it up and I was just like, "Ah." and the head popped off. Oh, I was like, so I'm just holding the duck head, and the body's there, and I'm just like, well, I guess it wasn't that bad, right? So and then from then on, I was ringing ducks all the time.
That was easy.
Just had to get that first one out of the way. But my dad was pissed.
Wow.
He
Did he
was
talk to you
legit-
after about it?
Yeah, he was like, "You better be glad you killed that duck, or I would have left you out here."
Why? Why was he so upset?
Cause that was like a pussy move. Like,
Yeah, I thought you were
we're
gay.
fucking ducky. Yeah, he thought I was gay. Like, no son of mine's not gonna murder an innocent duck.
You're 5 years old, son. It's
Yeah,
time.
time to grow up. Hadn't even gone through puberty yet, and I'm just killing animals.
America.
Yeah,
Land of the free,
yeah. I
baby.
killed my first deer when I was 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that didn't it was always just a part of. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Like-
guys didn't grow up on a farm or anything?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, but my dad blames my mom for me not being what he wanted, because they got a divorce when I was like 6,
Oh.
and I lived with her, so he wanted this like country tough kid, but my mom was like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like raced motocross and like, you know, had fun and played. I was a drummer. I was in a metal band. She just let me do whatever I wanted.
All that queer
But he
shit.
was like, no, you should be hunting and fishing and figure out what you're gonna do for a job when you graduate high school. And I was like, who cares? I'm doing a show this weekend with my band. We're gonna make it. Cut to,
Where do you
32 years old, hadn't made it in shit.
That's not true. You're doing great with comedy.
Yeah.
Honestly, you really are.
Better than the band went.
Yeah. You gotta try have one failed. And
How did the band break up?
My mom sold the house that we lived in.
So you could practice it.
And yeah, so like they're like we lost our practice space, and then I was like that was right when I started really getting into drugs, and so it all just sort of fizzled out.
Yeah.
That lead singer had died last year.
Shit.
Was he still singing?
Well, he was a screamer because it was a metal band,
Yeah.
but who knows? He was out of his goddamn mind. Then the guitar player's a Nazi now.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
In
guys
and out
totally
of jail.
broke up.
He's just a piece of shit. You know what's funny? They all think that because we were in that band that they're still my friend, and they tried to get a hold of. I finally blocked them.
Why? What do you mean?
Like they would always just hit me up wanting to just like talk to me, and I'm like, dude, you have a swastika on your chest. I'm not gonna be your friend.
Yeah, it's like I can't be seen with you with this accent that I have.
Yeah, people already think I'm racist. Like I can't be hanging out with a fucking white supremacist.
God. Oh my god.
Like I know what I look like. I do my best. I wear the weird pants that are popular now. I'm trying to be nice.
Stop killing squirrels.
Yeah. I don't kill ducks anymore.
Moved to the city?
Yeah. Which, I'm from Boston. This Arkansas stuff was a thing of the past. Now, when I do go home, though, we do, like at Christmas, we'll go out after we eat and we'll just like because everyone's packing. Like my stepmom has a gun, my dad's got a gun, my cousin has a gun, his wife, everyone has their own gun. Yeah. So we'll all just go out like, you got yours? Yeah. And we'll just like shoot guns.
What do you shoot?
Cans and stuff.
You guys probably like 12 beers deep and just start shooting cans.
Well, man, my dad quit drinking my senior year,
Yeah.
and ever since then, no one really on that side of the family, no one really will have fun like that anymore. But when we go to my stepmom's family, they all drink and stuff. Like I won't drink in front of my dad because I feel bad because I'm like I think he wishes he could still drink.
Yeah.
So I only will drink if we're at a function where everyone else is drinking.
Yeah.
But if we're at his house, I don't drink in front of him. I feel bad for him. I'm like, I wish you could have a beer. You're kind of a dick now.
Because he just made the decision?
He quit. This has been
Yeah.
he hasn't drank since my senior year.
Did that help your relationship at all, or?
I liked him when he was drinking.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, we have fun. Like it's fine,
Yeah.
But
He seems like he's like from what you've told us so far. It sounds like he's very judgmental.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's
So
supportive
that's where,
though.
like,
he
do you feel like you got
thinks it's
comedy
cool
from
what
him?
I'm doing.
Oh, he does. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he gets like why I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna, uproot my entire world and move to Austin, Texas for comedy. He doesn't get how I'm so okay with the fact that this takes 10 years or more.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that part.
Mm.
Because in his mind, he's like, well, you don't have any money.
Right.
What are you gonna? You don't
Or
have
land.
Because when he was my age, he
Yeah.
already had. He already had a kid. He owned his second house. I would assume built a house. Like because when he was coming up, it was I'm gonna work until I accomplish my dream of like being retired.
Yeah, but also like property costs $12 then, so it's a very different
Yeah.
goal.
They're able to hold land.
And which now what's funny is he's pursuing his dream though. Now he's got his like bee business that's booming.
B.
Yeah, he's a
business.
beekeeper.
Oh, cool.
That's why I got like the
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
my cousin.
cool.
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
So he's
So
doing good with
he
that.
has a very successful bee company.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did
and,
he-
and it's great. It's really cool. It's like they bought an old Frito-Lay factory
Holy.
and like just completely renovated it. It's pretty
Wow.
dope actually.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
So what do you think made him have that pressure to have everything stable like that so quick? Did he come from a really unstable upbringing?
Nope,
or
same
no?
thing. He
Oh,
came
okay.
from
He
his
just saw
dad.
it.
Yep, that's what because there was no
Okay.
like talk of like you can do anything you want.
Yes.
That was not a thing.
right.
My mom gave me that mental illness.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
her telling me my whole life, you can be an actor. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if mom said it, right?
I am special.
Yeah. My mom says I'm handsome. But yeah, like his dad was in World War II and then became a truck driver. And then him and my grandma, who's still alive, she's 94. Be 94 next month, yeah.
Nice.
They own it's basically a farm. We have a ton of property that my dad grew up on, hunting and fishing and doing all that. But it was always, you better get ready for life,
Yeah.
which is work. That's what life was. There was no goal. There was no dreams. You didn't get to have dreams.
Yeah.
Your dream is owning a house and having a truck paid for
Yeah.
and working.
Huh.
Yeah.
That seems like a fantasy nowadays, though. Like a truck paid off and a house paid
Yeah.
off.
I just paid my truck off. That's pretty cool. And now it's falling apart.
Congrats.
Of course.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean that's just small town Arkansas and there's nothing wrong with that. They're super happy. They have a great family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Good community. No
Yeah.
crime.
It's just not for me.
What made you? Which parent is funny?
My dad is funny.
Okay.
And so is my mom, but my mom's the one that showed me all the stuff. My mom showed me music that I had no business listening to, I'm sure. When she introduced me to metal and hard 80s rock, and then from there I just found it all on my own. But she introduced me into Saturday Night Live.
That's my mom
she
too.
loved Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I never got it. So I never liked that, but she, we would watch Roseanne every night.
Okay.
And then all of her family, her brothers and sisters, my mom's side is all people that are the funniest people that you'd ever meet. We are always just cutting it up at family events. My uncle could have been a comic,
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like it's always there's always the regular people are the people that are funnier than
Yeah,
the comedians.
it's they're just naturally just
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes.
But my uncle's super funny.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
me and him are super close.
Is your dad funny because he's witty, or is he funny because he's a character?
He's gotten a little bit boring in his old age, but he still has a sense of humor. I make him laugh. I think I make him feel young when I'm around him.
Okay.
Because now that he's not at the metal fab shop anymore, there's no one to say vulgar things to, and so when I'm around him, he'll get a little loose and drop an F-bomb maybe, because he doesn't get to do that at home.
With his new wife, or is
She's
that-
not new. No,
Okay.
she's been my stepmom since I was 10 or 11. So
Okay.
she's been around basically my whole life. I
Nice.
love her family. I'm essentially, her parents are also my grandparents.
But
Even though
she's the
not-
one who doesn't like the swearing though.
Well, yeah,
Or-
they're just they're trying to do the whole we're not going to have these two turn out like that one.
That's right. You were saying you have,
I have two
two
sisters,
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
they're great. They're
Yeah.
both very smart and they're in private school and
Yeah.
very sheltered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whereas my dad says my mom ruined me. because I got to like do whatever. I got to like watch movies I shouldn't have been watching. I'm sure my favorite show when I was a kid was King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Like I loved King. Me and my grandma would watch it.
Is it that bad? King of
It's
the
an
Hill?
adult cartoon for sure.
Probably one of the tamer ones.
Yeah.
I was
and
watching
then-
South Park. Did you not see South Park?
See, I was Simpsons and King of the Hill.
Simpsons, yeah.
That was what I liked. I
Well, they were
never
on
got
back
into
to back on
South Park.
Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every day you'd get off the bus and it would go Simpsons, King of the Hill, Simpsons.
Well, that was on
Right.
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I think I might have been watching that too then.
Yeah. And that was
Yeah.
when they were doing new episodes.
Yes.
Like there was like legit, it was still coming out.
yeah.
And then the final season of King of the Hill is when Peggy jumps out of the airplane and her parachute doesn't go off.
That's a good show.
Oh, I heard
Wait,
they're
what
bringing
happens?
it back.
What happens?
She lands in the mud and like lives, but she breaks every bone in her body. So she's in like a full body cast
With
for
a
the whole
giant seat?
season. Yeah, she's just like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then like she's able to like use her toe to like rock the good Hank. Yeah. It's such a good show.
It really is.
I love it. I watched the new seasons of Beavis and Butthead right now.
How are they?
Oh, they're great.
Are they?
I mean, I have
good?
the sense of humor of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah.
farts are hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you have a
there's-
lot of
there's
fart
nothing-
content in
Yeah,
your
like,
stand-up.
I
There's
think
nothing
farting-
funnier than a fart. So
Yeah.
like the funniest thing in the world would be if you kicked the guy in the nuts and he farted.
Yeah, like have you seen the video of the kid? He's doing the rubber band thing and it slips off his feet and just nut checks him and he goes, oh, and he just like farts. Have you seen that, Audrey?
Like, you'll never write a better joke than that.
No, it's
like you'll
fart, dude. And that's what's great. When I was growing up, my dad would like walk by me and grab my head and fart in my face. Like it was like, and that was just like that's the best joke you could ever fucking write.
That's your uncle that you were saying was
No,
like
my
amazing.
dad- my
your
dad did that.
Oh, your dad. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Anyone that's like don't fart is a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farting's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love farting, burping. Like I talk about it on stage.
yeah.
Part of my act is talking about my hemorrhoids.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and then yeah.
true.
I know. It's great.
I think it's great.
It is. I mean, you
The-
bring it back. Like
The best
the
fart I ever
classics.
did was the Spider-Man 3. I bought it was like opening night. I thought it was gonna be good. It was like, Venom's in it.
Yeah, that's the one with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire,
still,
yeah.
though.
Tobey Maguire. And then like it was just a crappy movie, and it was just so long because it was like a midnight showing, and they're at like Harry died, like James Franco's character died,
Right.
and then they're at a funeral. And it's like the third time Peter Parker's cried in this movie. I'm just so pissed off. And I just let go of this.
It was during the silent
It
part.
was like the silent crying part during like the eulogy. And then it's like, fuck this.
It's like this is what I think about this movie. Like Peter Griffin, just like,
I would consciously like that's not my like MO. Like I would not normally do that, but it's my brain just broke. Like fuck.
did other people laugh?
Yeah, my friends started laughing. And everyone that like was just rolling. Laughing.
Yeah, that's better than the movie. Like this guy should have been on screen.
As I'm walking out, I'm like, hey, this one guy's like, hey, are you the guy that farted? And my friend's like, yeah.
You're
I
like,
was
can
like,
I get a
that's
picture?
hilarious.
Let me
Yeah,
get a
can I get your
selfie.
Instagram handle? That didn't happen then.
Yeah,
I guess.
no, that's when I knew I wanted to be a comedian.
Hell yeah.
First time I made a theater laugh.
Where did you start?
Vancouver.
And did you start when you moved here
No, I started in Vancouver.
and at like a club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the club?
There was two of them. There was Yuck Yucks and the Comedy Mix.
Oh, okay.
That was him. Yeah, I
Okay.
started in the pandemic, so
So I
So
started.
that was in someone's backyard.
it was in. It was at this restaurant. It's not there anymore, but Hood 29, and then also Susie's show.
Oh, the
in
comedy basement. Yeah,
in
so
the
she was able to
comedy
keep her basement. So she had this comedy club at the basement of a pizza place. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But then
good.
COVID shut it down. But with my whole
Yeah.
thing with I started doing stand up, but then I started filming my sets, and then other comics started wanting their sets filmed.
Uh-huh.
So when they would go to the clubs, like the 5-minute sets, like I'd film them, and then I just started gaining momentum there because like I would edit their set. So like not only would that help me because like when I edit it, I put in Adobe. I get to see the spikes and laughs. So then I started to realize, I need to get a laugh like every 10 seconds.
Right,
and then
laughs per
that
minute
rolling
type
laughter
thing.
type thing. So like then I started analyzing my sets like that. But as I started networking, because everyone just asked me to film their stuff, but it's like, I'd give them discounts. They put me on their shows. And like,
Yeah, that's a great skill to have.
Yeah, I'm a good comic too. So like I'd film their shows, do them a promo, be on it, bring people, and I started networking so well. So, but the comedy clubs shut down because of the pandemic. So.
And Canada was like shut down,
Very
like
shut down.
big time shut down.
It was a weird time to start comedy because
course, yeah.
it was like every time I would go, I'd say around, I have a very clear understanding of like maybe 5 times up is when I start to feel comfortable on stage again. So like I would do the 5 times, start feeling like I'm on a roll, building it up, and then it would shut down.
Oh, that
and then I would
sucks.
have that rip off the Band-Aid starting up. I mean, it's not the same as starting
Yeah,
every
I
time,
gotcha.
but it was like stop, start. But the benefit of starting during that time is that it was all of the established comedians were like, you know what, this is my time to just take
Chill,
a break.
right.
There's no real shows happening right now. And then I'm like, I'll take anything.
Yeah.
So I got to do like all of these random like restaurants, and like there was a time where Chinese food was Chinese food. There's a place where Chinese restaurants were like a great fit for it because they had to have a certain amount of people a certain amount of distance apart. So in those big like Chinese restaurants where they have the tables like that, it's kind of an awkward place to do stand up because it's not a close together crowded room.
Right.
But it was like
But and also that's kind of like it's
Yeah.
like, well, hey, at least we're doing some shows, and that was inside.
yeah. And so there was all sorts of it was a weird time to start.
We
But
were
what about you?
doing so much outside stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like I ran the first show that started in Boston during the pandemic. We actually we got away with we did 9 shows.
Okay.
This little pub, this Irish pub in Quincy, the Crack. That's what it was called. So shout out to the Crack, Steve. You're the man, Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
He was a kid. Do you want to talk about a character, dude? It was like being in a movie every time I talked to that guy.
Yeah.
Any Boston movie. You know, like you think of like a movie and a Boston movie, and there's like this guy that's like all these fucking queers, like just like the real just blue collar bar owner, Irish pub owner. He was the man. Like I really liked him a lot, but he was wild. He was out of his goddamn mind. And he goes, "Yeah, I just built this fucking patio." He's like, "I want comedy to be here." He's like, "Do you have you've got your own PA, you got your own speaker, microphone?" He's like, "Here's a patio. We're gonna wear masks." He's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But he's like, "We'll do whatever they ask."
Yeah.
And so we did 9 of them, and the last 3, the health department showed up.
Oh, really? They actually came.
Well, so there was like a lot of like annoying comics that were obsessed with doing like Zoom comedy.
Oh yeah, no.
And I think we're pretty sure they were like calling the health department and like turning us in or whatever.
That's disgusting.
So with the last 3,
Wow.
so the very last one, he goes,
Holy
"Here's
shit.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the show inside." He's like, "Fuck them," and he's like, "We're gonna set up." He's like, "I went ahead and I bought a wireless microphone, so whoever's on stage, if we turn the TV and the music comes on during their set, tell them to hide the microphone, and that means that the health department's here." So he was like, "We're gonna
Find a
keep
way.
this going.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to beat the system."
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And that was the last time though. And then they were like, "Yeah, you can't." They ended up, I think he was open for a couple more weeks, and then got busted again for having live music, and then he wasn't able to open again until April of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty shit. It was shitty.
Yeah.
But like I did, I think that also I did a backyard show at my apartment in Quincy, and had all the Boston comics come. It was pretty much all comedians, and then some of my buddy that I was a welder with brought some people because he was like from there, and we had a great time. I just had everyone brought their own chairs. I was like, it's outside. This was July of 2020, so it was still everything was still locked down. And we rented a porta potty, had a porta potty brought to my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Sick.
We sold beer and alcohol, and I rolled joints, and we sold joints.
Nice.
It was great, and it was the first taste of like, oh, this is just fine. Let's hang out. We're having fun.
Yeah,
And
finally.
it was all comedians that I knew and booked, and
Sweet.
it was good.
So, but you started before the pandemic, right?
yeah, I started in November of 2018.
Okay, nice. So live music was illegal at the same time as stand-up comedy for you guys?
Anything with a microphone.
Okay, because for us it was interesting because in Canada singing was illegal because it spread the virus they claimed, but comedy and talking was legal. So we had a bit of a loophole for a little bit, and then they came out and said that the laughter spread it.
Right.
So then
There's
the
too many
audience
jokes going around
laughing
about Trudeau, and they're like, okay,
was
Yeah.
illegal. Yeah, the laughter was illegal, so that's what made it shut down eventually. But you're taking a break from the ladies right now?
Yeah, well, I just don't actively pursue any of it because I'm just like,
Working?
yeah, I just don't have the fucking energy for it at this point in my fucking life.
do you think you'd get girls after the show if you didn't talk about your hemorrhoids?
I don't know. Because like I still talk. Me and
You're a
my
good-looking guy.
me and my ex-wife still hang out. So
Oh,
like,
you do?
like I still talk to her all the time.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why is she an ex? guys still hang
Well,
out?
because at the time it was not going great,
Okay.
and then we didn't speak for a year, and then when I did Sober October last year, we started talking again, and then in like February we went to San Diego together, and then when I went to Boston in June, I stayed with her at my old place, got to see my animals again,
Ooh. So
and then
you're-
she's gonna come down next month.
No way.
Oh, so you're gonna try to
Wow.
reconcile?
Rekindle?
I mean, the thing is, neither of us are willing to move back to either place, so.
Oh, really?
Because I'm not fucking. I'm finally am starting to get
Yeah,
booked
yeah,
here
yeah.
a little bit. Like I'm not leaving everything that I finally fucking got going for me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a lot.
Yeah, of course. What did
So-
what did she do?
She's a nurse.
Okay, then she moves.
She's a nurse
What?
practitioner, but she has her own clinic.
Oh,
She does like
okay.
ketamine treatments.
Okay.
Oh, well.
It's like a.
I mean, that's still that's gonna do well here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna do well in Austin. What the hell?
Yeah, she hates Texas
Why?
Well, Austin isn't really
because
Texas.
it's like she's a very like bleeding heart liberal, like super left.
That's funny that you guys
Yeah.
are together.
Oh, I made fun of her all the time to her face.
yeah.
Like I would say horrendous shit in front of her, and she'd just be like, Mason.
Austin is like definitely the most liberal of the
For sure,
Tex-
but
of
also
Texas.
it's like really hot here and gross
Yeah.
and like
yeah, but the winter in Boston's terrible.
I love it.
Why? It's
I love
It's
snow.
like, yeah, but it's not snow. It's like, yeah, you like that fresh sheet of snow for like Christmas, but then
Yeah.
like you're downtown, it's all like dirt.
It's
and
dirt and
mud.
gross. Yeah,
it's just
yeah, yeah.
gross. And it's
all
just
the
like, you can't
gum
wear
people think they hid in the snow is revealed.
And then there's always those piles of snow in parking lots of like a Stop and Shop that like last until like June.
Yeah.
yeah.
But when I was living there in 2015, I was there for the record. It was 106 inches, I think. And it was in February of 2015. And I remember we lived in this apartment that was at the bottom of the comp, like the lowest point, and we had a sliding glass door. And I'm about 5'10" with shoes on, and the snow was up to like my forehead against our sliding glass door. It was wild. It
That's
was one of the
crazy.
coolest things I've ever seen. I loved it.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the coast, not the Coast Guard, the like the National Guard, I guess. They came and picked up my ex and her friends to take them because they still had to go to work. So they would come pick up nurses.
So, but also, y'all were married, right?
We're married.
Were
yeah.
married, and then you divorced officially, and now you might
Supposedly, I signed the papers, but it
Oh,
wouldn't
okay,
surprise
okay.
me if she didn't do anything with them.
Okay. So there could
Excuse
be-
me.
So you're going back on track.
Well, not really. I mean, we're just like, I think
Thinking about
I
it.
think we're both still very much in love.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not quitting what I'm doing, and then she's not quitting what she's doing. So, and she
Yeah.
wants to like live on a farm and have a bunch of animals and fucking stupid shit like that. So, and I'm not doing that. Like I'm not going to be able to go live wherever I want for a long time.
Right.
Like I'm not doing that until if there's ever a point that I can sell tickets.
Yeah.
I can't
Right.
because I can't sell tickets. I can't go live in the middle of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
because I can't sell tickets. So no, I'm not doing that.
You're still in the rise right
Yeah,
now.
like I can't go fucking. That would be quitting
Yeah.
if I did that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
That's tough. That's tough when you have different goals, but you're getting along.
Yeah, completely different dreams.
But then getting along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any
It's-
advice for us as newlyweds?
I don't know. I mean, I failed at it.
Fuck,
so.
I would have been like, now I would have been like, now would have been a good time to fart. That was a good
Yeah,
part.
yeah. I mean, because like mine didn't turn out great. So
Well, what'd you learn from it?
Well, here's the thing. I'm happier now and feel physically better because I was a welder the whole time that we were together.
Yeah.
So I was in pain 24/7
Doing
because
what
of
you
my
didn't
back.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do anything about it because I had to have that job.
Yeah.
Like, because then up there, it was like, you just have to. At one point, I was working 3 jobs. And it's just like, I think I was just being physically in pain all the time makes you grumpy.
Yeah.
So I was also grumpy and then like an asshole. And then when I found comedy, that made the welding not so bad because I knew even though I'm waking up and doing this shitty job, tonight I'm going to go do comedy.
Right.
So like that made it better, but then it made the marriage not better because she was tired of me doing comedy every night.
Instead of time with her.
Yeah. And like instead of me trying to fix anything happening there, I was like, well, I'm going to do this open mic. So I'll be back later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on weekends and it was just like when you work the Monday through Friday, you only have Saturday and Sunday, and that goes so quick.
Yeah.
It just sucks. I don't know how people do it. I did it for 11 years. And but comedy put an extra stress. Even though I was happier about life, it made the relationship not good because I was gone all the time doing comedy. And then on the weekends, we only had like those 2 days. And I don't know. It was just like, she never asked me to quit. She never said, don't do it. But she also was not excited about it. Because when she originally told me to start, because she was like, you need a hobby. And I had always wanted to do comedy. And then I started it, got kind of good at it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, basically, I didn't know you were going to keep doing it. So I didn't expect you to keep doing it. I don't think she thought I was going to love it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And that was a huge, it was a big, definitely a contributor of why we got a divorce.
Yeah, well, because I guess that does make sense because sometimes it's not like you don't fall out of love, but some people change. Like, okay, this is my new passion. This is my passion now. This is something I'm going down.
Right.
So
And
it's like-
unfortunately for her, that I found my dream after we already got married.
Yeah.
Right.
I was not doing comedy when we met.
Right.
Like that, comedy really kind of ruined my relationship, I feel like.
That's probably for a lot of people.
Yeah. Like Pete Holmes talks about it.
Okay.
He was married and then started comedy after being married, ruined his relationship.
And she just didn't get it, I guess.
Yeah. Because my ex tells me that I changed our plans. And it's like, well, I've found a dream
Yeah.
that I want to do, you know? And it doesn't involve living on a fucking farm.
Yeah. What also involves just
I
being...
grew up on a farm. I don't want to live on a farm.
It just involves being up till like at least 10 o'clock every night.
Yeah. It's just like like you said, the time
try 2 o'clock.
together. Right.
No, that's while you work.
Yeah.
That's your,
yeah, I'm
like,
also...
that's your job.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing... Check out Vulcan on Fridays and
let's
Saturdays.
let's talk
we'll
about
end
yeah,
it there. We'll
Vulcan.
end it there. Yeah.
We're doing a
Fridays,
lot
Saturdays.
of pop-up midnight shows.
Friday, Saturdays. Do the
Friday.
plug. Mason?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Mason Smith Comedian, and on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my podcast, The High Noon Podcast with Nicholas Sapaglia. And also, I have a show second to last Saturday of every month called Midnight Mass at Vulcan. Get your tickets at vulcanatx.com.
Yeah. Thanks, Mason.
Yeah,
Love
thank
to
you
have
for
you
having
on.
me.